Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, so our first order of business is to receive oral communications from members of the public. Members of the public may address the select board for up to 3 minutes, longer with the permission of the chair. The select board will not engage in discussion on topics raised during the public comment, but may choose to add the topic to a future agenda. This agenda segment will be limited to 15 minutes unless extended at the discretion of the chair. Do we have any public comment? I'm assuming yes. Come on up, Jim. A bit of time. I'm really going to hold this to 3 minutes.
Jim Moran, 104 Elm Street. 2 questions. Do you have an order of magnitude of the cost for the solar farm that's proposed on the landfill in Boston Avenue?
I'll get an answer for you, and I'll have it sent out to you.
Okay, thank you. And secondly, what's the status of the drawings and information and cost for the town hall? I know Tracy's working on getting that. Do you expect to have something here in the next week or 2?
That I don't know, but I can have the town administrator get back to you on that as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, how are you, everyone? Justin Londergan, 38 Larkin Road. Happy New Year.
Hi,
Hi,
Justin.
Justin.
So, new year, new leaf. Just wanted to reiterate that quickly on the Larkin Road bridge issue. We've been hearing a lot of developments, so just a quick note here. Many of us, 330 people at last count, take issue, as you know, with how and why the bridge repair on Larkin Road is transpiring. However, we totally agree with your previously shared concerns about public safety. So what we want to say today is we completely support the use of this culvert for emergency vehicles, but we do not believe and continue to not believe this road should ever again be open to cut through traffic. At 16 feet wide, it's too narrow for two-way through traffic. Fresh pavement will cause dangerous and life-threatening speeding. Many small children and families live in homes very, very close to the street. It is a risk we cannot and should not take. So we believe there's a solution that satisfies everyone's concerns. We're here optimistically. We are aware, based on the feedback from you, Chair, that several citizens have talked to you and that an MOU will be signed February 8th by this board to begin, we believe, that process of culvert repair. So we ask you to consider and discuss with us at your February 8th meeting, or as soon as possible, real mitigation efforts, including a breakaway and/or automatic gate that will allow emergency vehicle access but prevent through traffic. We are working with experts on proposals for how this can satisfy. We think this can satisfy all parties involved, the town of Georgetown, the town of Newbury, and concerned citizens at minimal cost, and how similar gates have solved similar safety issues in municipalities across the U.S. So we're very passionate. We want to continue this conversation with you. We ask for this to be on the agenda in a dialogue form at the next meeting or as soon as possible, not after the culvert's repaired, please. We're also prepared to bring this gate proposal before the town meeting in April. So this for us is all about safety, safety of our neighborhood, safety of our children. Please work with us to keep our neighborhood safe.
I thank you very much. I just want to clarify something. The February 8th date was never set in stone, and that's not a date that came from me. So
Okay,
there'll
not
be
tonight.
a date in February.
Right.
I hope. I don't know. But it will be on a future agenda.
Okay, so we simply please ask for real dialogue on mitigation, before the road is ever open to through
Thank
traffic.
you. Is there anyone else?
Hi, Catherine Londergan, also 38 Larkin Road. And been talking to a lot of the mothers on the street, and as a mother of small children, I don't support our narrow road being open to through traffic. When there's opposing traffic, it spills into our yard and our neighbors' yards every time cars have to pass each other head on. Because the road's just too narrow. There are about 20 small children in the neighborhood, just on the Newbury side. We just had one born yesterday. And speeding through traffic is a critical safety hazard. We're fearful it's not a matter of if, but when a terrible tragedy will occur. This road is not built for through traffic. So it is our job to protect our children. We take this very seriously. We want a real conversation about a gate and other mitigation efforts to reduce this grave risk to our families in our neighborhood. Please help us keep our children and our families in our neighborhood safe. Another community member who can't attend wrote something for me to say as well. If I did attend, I would ask this question. Is it really the role of the select board members who come to the board with no required experience or expertise to overrule the needs and expectations of an entire neighborhood in favor of a developer who A, will only sell property in the neighborhood and so will own no property there, and B, will only advantage property owners in another town? When C, no tax revenues will be received by Newbury, D, Newbury has zero control over the quality of construction of the new bridge and likely no legal retort if it is not quality construction. E, overrule taxpayers and property owners who've made their opposition clear. F, the select board members claim to know better, though none of these members lives in the neighborhood or will be affected by the decision. G, no traffic survey or estimate has been completed. H, it is questionable whether the bridge will in fact promote public safety or damage it. We have nothing more than opinions to support the need for the bridge to advance public safety, no actual analysis or independent evaluation. I, you are approving the bridge rebuild without Newbury citizen support. And J, there is no shared plan as to what measures will be taken if traffic hazards and backups do occur due to the rebuild, other than the NPD might have time to monitor speed limits. Thank you.
Thank you. We've got probably time for just one more, if there's one more person.
So is it, I'm sorry, Bernadette 79 Larkin Road. So the Army Corps of Engineers did approve the same type of bridge that's there now?
This is not on our agenda tonight, and I cannot answer your questions, and I cannot discuss it because it hasn't been fair to everyone, it hasn't been posted. If you would like to reach out to the town administrator, she's out this week, she can give you answers, or you can call me directly, go through Julie, and I can have a conversation with you, but I cannot and I will not have this conversation.
Well,
And I apologize for that, because all it takes is for us to get into discussion, one disgruntled person with nothing to do to call it an open meeting violation.
It is an
And
open
everyone's in
meeting
trouble
violation.
for trying to do right.
Right,
We've heard you,
right. Okay, just as a person, I'm asking you, you've heard all of us, this is a concern about safety.
I
And if
know.
you lived on the street, wouldn't you feel, I mean, it really is dangerous.
We've heard you.
I don't really think you have, because it seems like you guys are just plowing ahead. And I understand that these towns were probably going to open this road, but there is a mitigating, option here to put a breakaway gate. And I sense a resistance. And I just want to know, do any of you personally oppose a breakaway gate?
Cannot have this conversation tonight. Thank you.
Well, when can we have
And
this
it's on the
conversation?
agenda. And I,
And who decides when it goes on the agenda, and how do we
I
get
do.
notified of that?
you'd sign up for the town of Newbury, you can, and the agendas will get emailed to you, and you can see it that way. But it's my agenda, I set it. I will not have a conversation and have people answer questions that I cannot answer. I need to make sure that everyone is present, town council.
Didn't this board previously get its hand slapped for violating the open meeting law?
That's why I'm not doing it now.
Yeah.
And I will not have this conversation.
Okay, well, we're gonna have this conversation.
Not tonight, we're not.
We might not have it
Thank
tonight,
you.
but I can guarantee you, Ms. Greco,
We
we will have this
We
conversation.
will. When I put it on an agenda, we definitely will.
Thank you.
But it won't be tonight. Thank you. We still have a couple of minutes. Anybody else want to speak?
Jack Rybicki, 37 Larkin Road. Happy New Year. How you doing? The Georgetown Select Board has been very forthcoming regarding their end of this agreement. In fact, they provided the agreement that you're reviewing currently. They signed it last night, and they provided the copies en masse to all of us. So I know you can't discuss it, but a couple of provisions I'd like you to think about on the agenda. 2.7 says the construction is going to take 150 days and commence February 15th, or would be eligible to commence February 15th. I ask that some kind of communications be set up between the board when the construction does set up to keep us informed of this construction schedule, because all the construction traffic is not going down Parish Road for the Georgetown development. It's coming down our road. That's a public safety concern for every single one of us here. The second thing is on section 2.8, it talks of third-party installation Newbury has no control over. I submit that you need to have peer review control over this and to seed the developer with all the responsibility of the bridge installation, which, if it in fact is a one-for-one swap, will be built to fail. Last thing is paving. Evidently, you're giving permission for this Larkin Road, which was recently paved, to be unearthed. Under I don't know what provision yet, but should it be an emergency provision at the agenda board when it is on, we'd be looking not only to ask why you would allow a Georgetown person to emergency open up our roads, but is this something that'll go on in the future with Newbury developers appealing to you under emergency circumstance in order to receive occupancy for their houses, that you would consider an intermutual agreement or an agreement between the developer and you directly? Those are the provisions I'd like you to consider when you do put it on the agenda, and I thank you for putting it on the agenda coming. Thank you.
Thank you. I think we might have time for one more. Seeing none, going once, going twice. All right, well, thank you all for coming. You're welcome. Okay, so next on is the report of the chair. I don't have anything to report.
Have a good night.
Good night, everyone. Grants, gifts, and donations, Chapter 44, Section 53A, grants and gifts, acceptance and expenditure. We have a grant from the Fire Department for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts Department of Fire Services for ice rescue equipment in the amount of $15,493.66.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All right, roll call vote. Mike Doyle?
Yes.
Jerry Heavy?
Yes.
Jeff Walker?
Congratulations and yes.
J.R. Colby?
Yes.
Alicia Greco? Yes. Yes, that's a great grant.
Weather's gonna get cold. We're gonna need
Yeah,
it.
and ice rescues frighten me.
Yeah.
Okay. Public hearings, none.
I'm gonna recuse from the first.
Yeah, new business, we have Town of Newbury business license renewals. First one is J.R. Colby and Elizabeth Knight.
Motion to,
Oh, hold on.
I'm
he's-
sorry.
I thought he was out, sorry. Okay, the first one is J.R. Colby and Elizabeth Knight, Common Pastures LLC, DBA Colby Farm, 50 Scotland Road, Retail Foods, Common Victula, Crafts and Gifts.
motion to accept.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor, roll call vote, Mike Doyle?
Yes.
Jerry Heavy?
Yes.
Jeff Walker?
Yeah, yes.
And Alicia Greco, yes.
Now go get
Okay.
JR back.
Get JR back? Okay,
Okay.
do you want to pick up JR and
Yep.
read?
Do we want to take them as a list like we did?
Yeah,
that
I
last
think-
year?
I think that worked well last time.
Okay.
Does that work, hold on, JR, does that work well with you two in TV land? Do you want to take a list? Okay, thank you.
Okay, we have Linda Deland, DBA Sports and Therapeutic Massage, 65 Newburyport Turnpike, General Business Massage Therapy. Carla Capalupo, DBA Carla Capalupo, 26 Plum Island Boulevard, parking lot, U02-0115 to U02-0-119, entrance and exit on Plum Island Boulevard only. Elizabeth and Michael Houlihan, DBA Roots to Wings, Yoga, 76 Newburyport Turnpike, Health and Wellness. David Williamson, DBA Plum Island Enterprises, Williamson Parking Lot, 34 Plum Island Boulevard, parking lot. David Williamson, DBA Plum Island Enterprises, Williamson Parking Lot, 3 Northern Boulevard, parking lot.
And I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to accept.
Second.
You'll second that.
Second.
All right, any discussion? I'm hearing no holds on any of these. We'll go to a roll call vote. Mike Doyle,
Yes.
Jerry Heavy,
Yes.
Jeff Walker,
Yes.
J.R. Colby,
Yes.
Alicia Greco, yes. Okay, now we have a request from the Fish Commission to change existing regulations occurring concerning Sunday openings. And we have our Shellfish Commissioner, Pete Fatino, here. Actually, I'm gonna try this, Pete, so see if this will work.
Right.
Does that work?
Yep.
Can you see Pete? Okay, Pete.
Hi, Pete Patino, Fish Commissioner, Chairman. So what we hope to do is go back to our original seasonal opening on Sundays. We changed this a few years back when our stocks were low. We did it as a conservation measure. So our stocks are back. So seasonally, we wish to open these from 15 December, no, let me get that right, November 1st to 31 March. The shellfish beds will be open on Sunday. Then during the season, if we have a certain amount of rain, Division of Marine Fisheries closes our shellfish beds automatically. Now, sometimes after it's been closed, these openings will occur on a Sunday. If that happens, then we will have that Sunday open to clamming. The other scenario that happens is if we run into like red tide and we have an extended closure. Then even if it opens on a Wednesday, we'll continue it to be open on Sunday to give these guys time to make some money back.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Last July was just, it was closed like forever in July, and we opened it for a few Sundays in a row. I've met with Chief Lucy and Paul Thistle with the Shellfish Warden, and Jeff Walker was at our meeting, and we discussed this. And the chief just wanted Paul to have the authority where he has the responsibility to either open or close these flats on a Sunday if he has to, and he has that authority anyway, so that was written into our regulation.
Okay. Now, I'm sorry if I missed this, but, so you're gonna be open on Sundays from November 1 to March 31st, and then outside of that window is
Correct.
when you're gonna have the opportunity, if it rains, to have,
Correct.
okay.
I know it's
Thank
not
you.
well written, I'm sorry, I just had to get that
You
in quickly
explained
for
it.
the
That's-
towns.
That's why I asked you to come. Do you need anything from us? Do you need a vote, Jeff? Does he need a vote from us?
Yes, you have to approve it.
Okay.
You just lost Jeff.
Motion to approve.
Motion to,
oh. Sorry, I thought I was jumping the gun, but I'm not.
so I need a motion to approve the shellfish hours as Peter explained.
Yep, I'll make the motion to approve.
All right, second.
Second it. Now discussion. Any discussion, JR?
No, I know last July was horrible for fishermen and farmers alike, and when you shut down for that long, it's not good. So
Right.
I think these discretionary days are a great
Yeah.
idea.
You too.
We're trying to get Division of Marine Fisheries to change these closure dates, but, right now we haven't been able to do that.
Okay. And Mike, do you have any comment?
You guys have an excellent idea.
Jerry, any comment from you?
Just, the present closing on Sundays, is that, historically based upon the blue laws?
No, originally it was open on Sundays during those seasonal dates. We closed it because our stocks had crashed a few years back, and we wanted to kind of give the flats a rest.
Oh, okay, okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Jeff, any comment?
Just the fact that the opening should include not only the seasonal, but the procedural, that make sure that gets included in what Peter said, because they have a real good handle on the amount of shellfish that are present, and the ability to harvest them when they're present only makes sense, because sometimes they're not present.
Yeah.
It's good.
Okay. Okay, so I have a motion and a second. Julie, what's the motion read?
To approve the regulations as present, well, you said as Mr. Fatino
Presented to us.
stated, but we also as presented in your
Yes.
packet also.
Okay. So I'll have a roll call vote. Mike Doyle?
Yes.
Jerry Heavy?
Yes.
Jeff Walker?
Yes.
J.R. Colby?
Yes.
Alicia Greco? Yes. All right,
Thanks, Pete. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
thank you. So under old business, we have our COVID remote meeting discussion and vote. So, at our last meeting, there was a question about whether or not we should go, into a virtual meeting as a select board. So I had Julie do a little homework on this, and I asked her to call around to see what our surrounding communities are doing. Rowley, the town of Rowley, Salisbury, Georgetown, West Newbury, Groveland, and Merrimack are all having meetings in person. None of our surrounding communities are going virtual. Triton itself they're meeting in person. The school committee's meeting in person. The DCC's meeting in person. Their subcommittees are all meeting in person. I don't. As far as our participation, public participation goes, we don't meet with the public here, we meet with each other. We have this remote option that we passed in 2017 that we're using tonight, and honestly, we've used it, this is like the third or fourth time that we've had to use it. It seems to be working well for us. The Commonwealth only allows us to go remote until April 1st. After April 1st, unless they extend it, which I don't think they will, but you never know, we're gonna have to come back in person anyway. So I don't see any reason to change this personally, but I'm open up for discussion and comment. So who wants to go first? Jerry?
Yeah, well, did Julie do her homework, and did she inquire whether they have a mask mandate, these other towns? Whether or not they have a vaccination mandate for town employees? I don't want to hang my hat on what other towns do. I want to do what is comfortable for our town.
So, right, and I agree. I think every individual person has their own comfort level. And I think that you should have your own, like me, I'm wearing a mask tonight. But I think that I did not ask her to look into mask mandates and vaccine. I just asked whether or not they were meeting in person or virtually. I know we do have two boards. I think there's only two boards, the Planning Board and the Conservation Commission right now that are meeting remotely. And, but they're meeting virtually, but they took a vote of the board and the Council on Aging as well, I'm sorry. They took a vote, they discussed it as a board and the board decided. So I want to put that up to our board. I think we should just vote on it as a board. Okay, hold on, Mike?
Then I guess, your argument, Ms. Greco, that all the other towns aren't doing it. It's not apples to apples. You haven't done your homework fully.
What do you mean, what's not apples to apples?
Well, you can't say that the other towns are meeting in person, so we should, when we don't know what their policy is. Because I know when I go to Newburyport, to shop, there are signs that say masking is mandatory. In Byfield, you don't see any signs that says masking is mandatory. So we can't say we're just like the other towns because we don't know what their full policy is. So
well, what I asked her to look at was if they were meeting remotely, virtually, or in person.
Right.
And they're meeting in person.
Right. But
So-
my point is, you can't compare our town because we don't know what else they're doing to take the citizens and keep the citizens safe. Because we don't know what the rest of their policies are. Just my
Okay,
point.
that's okay. Thank you. Mike, did you have a comment?
Couple comments. I have a meeting with the Veterans Association on Thursday, and that was supposed to be live, and that just went virtual.
Okay.
So things are changing, and I don't know. I mean, I'm just watching on TV. And all of a sudden, events are being canceled again, left and right. So I think we should have the option, okay, if needed, okay, because it can change in 2 weeks. It can change again. Okay, so I think we should have the option to be able to do a virtual meeting, okay? I don't think we should take that option away. And the fact that we're working on something that was written on in 2017, okay? A lot has changed since 2017. We didn't have a pandemic before. And now we do, so it's like I said, I personally feel we should have, every meeting should be both public and Zoom, okay, and have that board lit up, and have people be able to call in, because let the people aren't here tonight because people have been exposed and people are nervous. All I'm saying is, we gotta get the people involved in the government again.
Well, Mike, we have a live stream on our video. I know I've watched it.
But they
And-
still they can't talk.
No, and we don't meet with the public. We meet with each other
Oh,
in
no,
public.
right, but we still have citizens' concerns,
Yeah, and they came tonight.
right?
They came.
Right?
We
But
heard them.
there's some people that won't.
If we had a public hearing, that would be a whole different story.
All right, so that's my feelings, thank you.
All right. Anybody else? JR?
No,
No.
no comment at this time.
Jeff? Do you have any comment?
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Okay, so,
I'm okay.
I guess I'm gonna entertain a motion to stay the way we've currently been meeting, with the policy that we have in place for remote participation.
So
currently.
moved.
So I moved it, JR seconded. Any discussion? Okay, I'll move.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
there is discussion. Why are we going back to a policy that was written in 2017, before the pandemic, when the governor allows us to go and have these meetings remotely until April 1st? I mean, there's talk about having a new variant that, has cropped up in France. So,
If things change, I agree with you, Jerry. If things change again, actually, I have the chief here tonight. Maybe the chief could give us an idea on what numbers are numbers going up or down, chief?
Sure. They're going down.
Yeah.
and those, excuse me, are those the numbers of people who are positive, or how about the death numbers and the people who are hospitalized who are in the town?
Okay, give me a second to get to where I need to be.
The other thing I have concern is the fact that how many people are testing, and if they do test positive, aren't calling it in.
Well, that's
That's the other thing,
Well-
there's no.
Basically, what we're looking at right now is we are, if I get the right page here. We are down, I gotta go by my memory now. We're down to 44, so we're down like 28% roughly than we were the last report. What I am looking at for what Mr. Doyle has correctly ascertained, that with all the home tests, we might not be getting all the data, but that kind of cuts both ways, because if people are testing at home and they're not sick enough to go to the hospitals and they're recovering themselves, that's a good thing. So I also look at the hospital numbers, and these numbers I get from the DPH off their websites in their statuses, and the hospitalizations are down from 88 on the 16th. Again, I had my notes here, but for some reason I don't have it in front of me, so I'm going a little bit by memory. But 88 cases about 10 days ago, down to 28 as far as hospitalizations based on COVID situations. So that's a good decline too. So
we're trending down.
we're trending extremely down. Newbury has been holding very, very well and doing well. The policies and the proactive measures we're taking as far as masking when we're within 6 feet for over 5 minutes in a closed area has been working. All our employees are doing that as well. And so it looks like everything we're doing is trending in the exact way we want it to. But to the points that have been made here, this is a very, very fluid situation. As I said at the last meeting, the guidances and the data, just as I've given this presentation, the time that I've done that might be changing in a different direction. Good, most likely, possibly bad. So we have to be reacting to what's real and what's happening, that directly affects us. I think we want to be a little cautious of the what-ifs. We want to be what the what-is, and, and that's where I would lean towards.
So currently, the town hall has a mask rules in place. That
Yes.
if you have to be within 6 feet, like that's why I'm masked and he's masked and Mike's masked, we're within 6 feet. You have to have a mask on. So that's in place now, here in Newbury. I don't know about any other community. I know the school has
That's the
it.
first I've heard of that.
No, that,
I didn't, is it for, so, if you go into a store like the butchery, they don't have to have masks on, right?
No, it's recommended. We've posted that it's
Right,
recommended.
it's recommended,
Yes.
right, but it's not mandated.
no, but
Okay,
this is,
so,
Correct.
I got
Yes,
you.
we have control over this, yes.
Can I ask, Matt,
yeah, so go ahead, Mike.
can we ask questions to him, or should we wait for his report about COVID? Because I have a question about masks, they've just unloaded a bunch of the new masks, the 95s. Has the town got any yet? And if so, how they gonna
We're
just,
getting in the weeds.
huh? Well, I'm not getting in the
A little
weeds.
bit in the weeds.
Right,
No,
but
it isn't.
We're gonna
We're
circle
talking about,
back.
but we're talking.
That's what I just said. I
So
just asked a
let's-
question.
you
Is this
have
I have a COVID question.
Yeah.
Do I wanna wait till he comes up or now? I
Yeah,
asked that.
I know you did, and I just misunderstood you, so
So
I'm
don't say
gonna-
I'm in the weeds, son.
so
No, I
listen,
said we're getting in the weeds. I'm just trying to
I'm
listen,
not.
Mike,
focus the meeting.
all right,
I am
hold
trying to
on, hold
focus the
on.
meeting.
We have a motion and a second on here about
Jesus,
whether
mother
or not to
God.
meet here. I thought that was about this meeting.
I did
but
too.
Hold on.
Yeah,
okay?
all right, so,
So, all right, so John, I think you've answered our
Yeah,
questions.
and I did find my notes, and they were accurate as I
Okay,
presented.
so we're trending down. There is a mask mandate in the town hall.
Just in town hall though.
Here, where we're going to meet, yes, there is a mask mandate. Okay, so any further discussion? Okay, I'm gonna call a vote. Mike Doyle,
so the vote is about, are we going,
continue to meet the way we've been meeting.
no.
Your Mike Doyle's a no? Okay, Jerry Heavy?
No.
Jeff Walker?
Yes.
Jay Colby?
Yes.
And Alicia Greco is yes. And again, I'm gonna keep my eye on this, and if it changes, we'll change. Okay, so, correspondence.
Excuse me.
Oh,
So-
hold on a second. So you had a question about,
Is the chief gonna give a COVID report?
he
tonight?
just did.
Okay, I asked a question, there wasn't,
About
about the mask.
Okay, that has nothing to do with COVID numbers, but save that
Yeah.
and ask him afterwards, okay?
No, I wanna ask because it's a public, I've had questions by the public,
Mr. Doyle, I do
It
not
does-
have an answer for you right now, but I
does-
will get that.
okay? Cause
Does
all,
have to do with his report.
Yeah.
Why don't you let him ask his
right,
question?
and I also had two other
What-
questions.
Because I understood his question to be a personal question.
No, it wasn't a
But it's
person.
not a personal
Anyway,
question,
No.
okay.
Jerry, the chief responded, he said he does not have the answer at hand, but he's gonna get it.
He's
Well, I
gonna,
didn't hear him say that.
I know,
But I
that's why I'm letting you know.
so, I'll have, the chief give that answer to Julie, and Julie can
So
blast it to the
the other
select board.
question I was gonna ask is, I've had other people ask in the town about testing. Okay, so what's the status of how many tests does the town have? How is the town distributing still? Because is there a financial limitation you have to meet before you get a free one? Okay, because some people don't trust the government about as far as, writing to Washington and having them getting it. Okay, so I'm just saying, these are the questions I'm getting in the public, and I thought I would ask them, but I was saying I was going in the weeds.
So, do you have an answer for testing kits, John?
Yes, we still have. The parameters still remain right now. We're really focusing with the intent of the kits that we have when they were distributed to the town. Indigency, special cases, people that aren't ambulatory, can't get out, and that sort of a thing. We still have approximately 610 kits available for the public. All they have to do is come down to the police station, say they qualify for this, and we'll give them the tests.
So exactly, what do you want for qualifications?
Indigency,
Indigency?
yep.
Yeah.
If they have issues with ambulatory, if they can't get out, if they're shut-ins, or they have problems getting out, if they have somebody to come.
What about a senior?
Well, that's seniors. That, actually, Cindy Curry is taking very good care of that. She's
Okay,
in
okay.
communication with them.
So, also, has Triton got mass, did they get a special treat, a bunch of tests?
No.
They didn't?
Not
'cause
that I know, not that I know.
I heard
Unless the
that-
district did, I
That's
know.
what I was hearing, that
Yeah.
the government was gonna give the school systems tests to take home.
Yeah,
I haven't heard anything about what Newbury was with that.
Well, Newbury's not anywhere with that. That would be Triton. They're a separate
Right.
municipality.
It's still
We'll
us.
find that out at the DCC meeting.
Still us, though. Still our kids.
Yeah, we'll find that out at the DCC meeting.
Right?
we good?
I
I
guess
think we're
so.
good.
Thanks, chief.
Thank you. Okay, so we have a letter from Xfinity regarding changes to service. Sorry, let me see here.
Right here? Right here.
You got it, thank you.
Yeah.
So as part of our ongoing commitment to keep you and our customers informed about changes to Xfinity, we want to provide you the following information. Beginning on January 25th, 2022, Carousel HD Channel 3404 and Mexicano HD Channel 3409 will be added to Xfinity TV Latino, and X1 TV box or customer-owned compatible device and HD technology, fee not included, additional charges may apply, are required to view. Starting February 3rd, 2022, we will no longer charge for service to additional TV with a TV box. If a customer has a TV box from Xfinity, they will be charged for the TV box and remote connected to their additional televisions. Please feel free to contact me at patrick_Shearns@comcast.com should you have any questions. If anybody has any questions, please reach out to Julie. Thank you, Mike. And she can get you the person's email address, contact info. We also got a letter from the DEP regarding the Boston Road landfill. It's actually a 9-page document, 10-page document, and anybody interested in viewing that can come down to the town and see it, or reach out to Julie, and she can forward it on to you. I'm not gonna read it tonight, but it is a go. We also got a letter from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts Location Election Districts Review Commission, pretty much saying that the last time when we came in, do you remember when we voted on the 2 districts?
Yep.
They've approved that, so nothing has changed
Nothing's changed.
in Newbury. Any meeting updates? I don't have any meeting updates.
I got 2 meetings this week, but that's it.
That you haven't been to yet, right?
Haven't been there
Yeah,
yet.
no. Anybody, Jeff, you went with the fish commissioners, but Peter pretty much reported on that.
Agreed.
Do you have anything else?
They're
No?
doing a good job.
Yeah. Jerry, have any comments?
No.
JR, nope. Okay. We're gonna approve draft minutes from January 11th, 2022.
Motion to approve minutes.
Second?
Any discussion? Roll call vote. Mike Doyle?
Yes.
Jerry Heavy?
Yes.
Jeff Walker?
Yes.
J.R. Colby?
Yes.
Alicia Greco, yes. Okay, we have warrants. I'll entertain a motion to approve warrants.
Motion to sign.
Second?
Any discussion? Roll call vote. Mike Doyle?
Yes.
Jerry Heavy?
Yes.
Jeff Walker?
Yes.
J.R. Colby?
Yes.
Alicia Greco, yes.
I move to allow the chair to sign in the 2 absent members, please. And,
Second.
Well, we just need a
just-
Three enough?
quorum. Three is enough, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
We have
yeah,
three.
we need to.
Yep,
So
good.
that's good. Okay, now we need to move into executive session. So executive session pursuant to Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 30A, Section 21A7, to review for release and/or approve the following executive session minutes in accordance with Chapter 30A, Section 22FG, and to reconvene in open session to vote to release and/or approve said minutes. JR, do you want to read these?
Executive session on 9/22/20 pursuant to GL Section 30A, Chapter 30A, Section 21, to conduct contract negotiations with non-union personnel, namely the police chief and deputy police chief. Executive session on 8/24/21 pursuant to the Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21, to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining with the Newbury Police Association. Executive session on 8/24/21 pursuant to the Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21, to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining with the Newbury Professional Firefighters, Local 5312. Executive session on 7/27/21 pursuant to Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21, to discuss potential litigation related to the July 12, 2021 open meeting law complaint filed against the board by Jack Rybicki. Executive session on 1/11/22 pursuant to Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21, to review for approval the foregoing executive session minutes in accordance with Chapter 30A, Section 22. Executive session on 1/11/22 pursuant to Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21, to discuss potential litigation related to the July 12, 2021 open meeting law complaint filed against the board by Jack Rybicki, and to review the board's July 27, 2021 executive session minutes regarding said open meeting law complaint. Executive session pursuant to Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21, to review, discuss, and consider the board's response to the open meeting law complaint against it dated January 24th, 2022, filed by William DeMayo.
And I have a second.
Second.
Okay, I need a roll call vote. Alicia Greco, yes. Michael Doyle.
Yes.
Jerry Heavy.
Yes.
Jeff Walker.
Yes.
J.R. Colby.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Well, thank you, everyone.
Motion to adjourn?
No, we're gonna,
We got to reconvene.
yeah,
but I
and we're
thought-
gonna reconvene back in open session.
Okay,
so
that's, I thought we had
definitely.
to adjourn and then open it. That's all that counts.
Okay. So, do you want to read, or do you want me to read, J.R.?
I don't think there's anything, we got to, motion to open. We got to reopen, correct?
Yeah, well,
Motion open.
no, we never closed. We were just gonna reconvene in open session.
Okay.
Right.
So we're
Okay.
reconvening now in
Fair
open
enough.
session.
Yes.
So I will entertain a motion to release the following approved minutes.
So moved.
Executive session 9/22/20 pursuant to General Laws, Chapter 38, Section 21-2A, to conduct contract negotiations with non-union personnel, namely the police chief and the deputy police chief. Executive session on 8/24/2021 pursuant to Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 38, Section 21A3, to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining with the Newbury Police Association. Executive session on 8/24/2021 pursuant to Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 38, Section 21A3, to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining with the Newbury Professional Firefighters, Local 5312. Executive session on 7/27/21 pursuant to Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A3, to discuss potential litigation related to the July 12, 2021 open meeting law complaint filed against the board by Jack Rybicki.
Second.
Okay. I'll entertain a roll call vote. Jerry Heavy,
Yes.
Mike Doyle,
Yes.
Jeff Walker,
Yes.
J.R. Colby,
Yes.
Alicia Greco, yes. Okay, now I'm going to move to approve and release the following minutes. Executive session 1 on 1/11/22 pursuant to Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 38, Section 21A7, to review for approval the foregoing executive session minutes in accordance with Chapter 30A, Section 22FG. And executive session 2 on 1/11/22 pursuant to Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 38, Section 21A3, to discuss potential litigation related to the July 12, 2021 open meeting law complaint filed against the board by Jack Rybicki, and to review the board's July 27th, 2021 executive session minutes regarding said open meeting law complaint.
Second.
Okay, I'll take a roll call vote. J.R. Colby,
Yes.
Jeff Walker,
Yes.
Jerry Heavy,
Yes.
Mike Doyle?
Yes.
Alicia Greco, yes. And I'm going to entertain a motion to approve the following minutes. Executive Session 3 on 1/11/2022 pursuant to Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 38, Section 21. A3, to review, discuss, and consider the board's response to the open meeting law complaint dated against it January 4th, 2022, filed by William DeMayo.
So moved.
Second?
And I'll take a roll call vote. Jerry Heavy,
Yes.
Mike Doyle,
Yes.
Jeff Walker,
Yes.
Jay Colby,
Yes.
Alicia Greco, yes. Now I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Roll call vote, Mike Doyle,
Yes.
Jerry Heavy,
Yes.
Jeff Walker,
Yes, yes, yes.
J.R. Colby,
Yes.
Alicia Greco, yes. All right, thank you both for dialing in.
Night, folks.
Stay well.
Night,
Take
Les.
care.
Say hi-
Don't worry about signing anything. The three of us will take care of it.